guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. Tonight I want to talk about a new product that just came out today. But first I want to acknowledge that I have this beautiful new In the Game Room podcast banner here. And I want to give credit to my friend Paul from the War Room podcast for the idea. He's got one that he uses in all his podcasts. And since he lives in Scotland and I live in America, and everybody gets their shit printed at Vistaprint, we probably bought ours from the same place. So there's mine. It's got In the Game Room podcast. It's got the website inthegameroom.com, the logos for where you can get it, and then of course my company logo down below. But that's not what I'm here to talk about really. I'm here to talk about this here. This is the new 28mm Drawbridge from Gamecraft Miniatures. I've got it put together, got it out here on display. I haven't painted anything yet, but it looks so cool that I just wanted to get it set up and see what it looks like with some miniatures on it and stuff. Now, Gamecraft Miniatures makes a 28mm drawbridge already. It's they call it the Pegasus Bridge. When I say they, I mean me. It's my company. We call it the Pegasus Bridge, and it's huge. It's about almost 5 feet long because it's a true 28mm or 1/56 scale. Couple of things about that. We call it the Pegasus Bridge. It is a Pegasus Bridge, but it's not the Pegasus Bridge. The Pegasus Bridge was the one that was there in World War II, and it got destroyed and it got rebuilt, and it got rebuilt into something that looks a lot more like this. So I'm not even calling this a Pegasus Bridge, I'm just calling this a drawbridge. So what we did is we took the design of the big one, the big monster one that's, you know, like $100 or more, shrunk it down to a reasonable size, what I like to call, you know, game scale instead of true scale. And then we had to widen the sidewalks on each side, or these catwalks or walkways or whatever you want to call them. We had to widen those to allow figures with a 25mm or 1-inch base to fit in there. And then pretty much we had a bridge that I think is a good playable scale. It's I'm forgetting the numbers now. I want to say like 35. It's about 35 inches from tip to tip of the two ramps here. And that's another thing we added to this one that the big one doesn't have. We added these little ramps here. The big one was intended that your scenery would sort of come right up to it. This one you can set down on a flat board like this. Now the actual span is around 16 inches, the actual bridge span itself. So if all these miniatures weren't on here, I could actually tip this up and tip it back down. There's nothing really in the design to hold it up once it's up, but if you put a couple little tiny clips on here and, you know, clipped it from here to here or something, you could easily keep it up, or you can build it in the up position, or you could put a couple of pins. There's a lot of different ways you can have it in the up position if you want, but I think if you're going to have this on a game board, you're probably going to want it in the down position so that you can actually use the damn thing. But I'm really happy with it. I built the first one for myself, like many of the things I build here. I wanted a bridge, but I didn't want the big giant one that we already make, because I know that when I play games like Bolt Action, I'm usually playing it on a table that's about this big. So as it is, this bridge is most of the table anyways, but if I had the one that was, you know, about 5 feet, it would be all of the table, and it would be all of a big table. So I wasn't really up for that. So I think this is the size that's perfect, I think. And I'm going to get this thing painted up pretty soon. And like I said, it's not the Pegasus Bridge, so I'm not painting it in that scheme, the colors that they use on that. I'm probably just going to do sort of a generic light gray on most of the thing, black for the road surface, and then I'm going to do a lot of weathering and rusting and stuff because I want it to look, you know, really beat up. I want to give it that old look. So that's it. I guess I can show you guys. I might as well show you sort of how it goes up and down and just prove to you that it does. So if you wanted to, you could pin this here, just drill a couple little holes that go into the big counterweight, and you could put a couple of, you know, metal pins or toothpicks or whatever the heck you want to keep it in the up position if that's what you wanted to do. But like I say, in order to use this in a game, I think 90% of the time at least, you're gonna want it in the down position. But there you go. That is the new 28mm drawbridge from gcmini.com. It is part number 28M MDF274. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this short little product announcement. If there's any questions you have about this, go to inthegameroom.com on the blog and make a comment on this video, and I will answer your questions. Or you can just go to gcmini.com and find this item there and check it out there. So there you go. That's it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, keep on gaming.